What is up, everyone? Zach here, bringing you a Team Taste deck profile. You want taste? Today, we're bringing you Sylveon-GX. This is going to be one annoying deck to deal with coming up. Alright, so I'll get right into it. Start easy. 4 Energy Evolution EVs. The Energy Evolution is so good. Turn 1, you can just attach a Fairy Energy, evolve up to the Sylveon, and search for your 3 cards right away. Or if you're going first, you can attach the fairy and evolve him and not get worried about that donk. So bringing us to the next 3 Sylveon GXs. You rarely really need to use more than 3. Sometimes it sucks if like 2 of them are prized, but I would maybe think about a 4th one, but it just doesn't seem necessary. And then we have the 3 Ancient Origins Evolutions. I'm still not sure how I feel on them. You need the Vaporeon to beat Volcanion. That's pretty much one of the only ways you'll beat it. Sometimes you can get lucky with your hammer flips. The thought behind Flareon was against like Decidueye Vileplume. It could be clutch. Same thing with Jolteon against Lugia. You'd be able to one hit it, or you could Magical Ribbon, find a DCE and Jolteon to knock out a Mega Ray or something like that. But I'm still not sure how I feel on these two. I think you need the Vaporeon, and right now it's just kind of like, why not? We have the EVs anyways. And that's it for Pokemon. I don't like Tapu Lele in the deck, just given the odds of starting it. Like, even if there's a 1% chance of starting it, those games will just be not fun to play out. I don't know. I'm kind of playing it like the whole Quad Lapras, and I don't think you need Wobbuffet because against Decidueye Vileplume, you just find your Flare Grunts. You don't have to worry about the item lock. Um, that's about it for Pokemon. Then for stadiums, we got 2 Parallel City and 2 Silent Labs. Parallel City against Ray. I'm really not sure how much of an issue Ray is going to be, but it can just, turn 1 Parallel City, block your opponent off the board. And Silent Lab can just, do Silent Lab things. Abilities are good. Supporter wise, we got 14 Flare Grunts. The bread and butter of the deck, just Flare Grunt's so good, and having 4, you can always get one. You can VS Seeker for it, but just 4 is so good. 3N, or draw support. You really don't need much draw support with Magical Ribbon. You can just find it, or a lot of times you'll use Magical Ribbon and your opponent will just end you. Happens quite often. 2 Lysanders. A lot of times you're using Lysander to pull something out and try to stall it. It can also take easy Shaman kills or any sort of kills with the 110. Yeah, easy. And then we have 5 one-off supporters. We got 1 Rocket's Handiwork to just mill if you have nothing else to do. 1 Delinquent, make your opponent be wary of their hand size. Can keep less than 3 cards in their hand, and even if you Delinquent and they have more than 3 cards, it can still get rid of stuff that's just awesome. 1 Skyla, find the max potions, and I don't know how I feel on it, really. I don't seem to use it all that often. Sometimes I'll Skyla for that other puzzle piece if I get End, but nothing major. Team Skullgrunt, turn 1 Team Skullgrunt can just, knock off 2 double colorless just like that. Really good. And 1 Hex. You can find any of your one-off supporters with your Sylveon. A lot of times you can just throw them away, so they're there later. Then for the items, we have 4 VS Seeker, standard. And then we got the 4 puzzles. Puzzles are so good. This deck runs a lot like Quad Lapras did, but you just get whatever you need at any point in time. Then we got 4 Crushing Hammers. So many times playing this deck, you just being able to search out your Crushing Hammers with Sylveon is so good. It truly, truly good. 2 enhanced hammers. They're so good in the matchups you need it, and dead cards in matchups where you can't use them. Then we got 3 level balls. These are the only ball search that we have in the deck. It gets your EVs and it also gets you the evolutions, but it doesn't get you Sylveon, but that's why we have energy evolution. So I'm thinking 3 seems to be a good number, but not positive. Then we got 2 max potions. I really want more max potions. I'll probably try to find some way to fit them in, but not really sure yet. I think if I'm keeping the Skyline, I need a professor letter that could be helpful, but still not sure yet. 1 float stone. It's nice to throw on a Vaporeon or Flareon, or even just throw it on a Sylveon. That's the only tool in the deck. I would like to have maybe more tools. Maybe like sometimes you're just shy at hitting some numbers with Fairy Wind, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it to run Choice Band. 1 Super Rod, shuffle the EVs back in, easy. There's been times where I've had like a Sylveon prize and I get 1 knocked out, so I'll Super Rod the 1 Sylveon back in and Magical Ribbon for the next one right away. And then we got 1 Leaf Blower, or Field Blower, but really good. Some funny shenanigans you can do with the Field Blower. There we go. Against Mega decks, you could blow off the tools, like blow off the Spirit Links, and then use Sylveon-GX, which picks up 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and then they're stuck without Spirit Links. It's really good. Then we got, for energies, 2 double colorless. I think we need at least a 3rd one. There's been so many times where I've won that 3rd one. I don't think you need more than 3, because you can just search it out. And then we got 8 fairy energies. And I think that number's a little high. I think we can cut at least 1. Cut 1 for another double colorless. That'd leave us with 7. That seems to be a good amount. You really want that energy to energy evolve. Maybe you can cut a couple, like another 1 or so, like go down to 6 energies. That'd probably be good. But yep, that's a deck list. Like I said, more max potions. Maybe like drop a level ball for another max potion. But I've had it so many times where I've max potion and then max potion again and double puzzled for another 2 max potions. That's kind of why we have the high energy count. Yeah, but against, let's see, Decidueye Vileplume, you can just run this, get your Hex if you need it, get your Lysanders, get your Flare Grunts. It's pretty good, and the 200 HP on the Sylveon's pretty beefy. Parallel City can also mess them up. Like you can Lysander up a Shaman and then Parallel City it has happened many of times. Turbo Dark, it just seems so free. I had issues playing against Turbo Dark as Lapras, but with Sylveon, they're just hitting you for resistance, and you can just max potion all the damage off, and you can go search your hammers, so that makes such a huge difference. What other decks? Greninjas seems to be about 50-50. If you have to run the Greninja out of energy and they're pulling it to the hand, so you always have to Skull Grunt them. But it seems like they usually win, probably like a 60-40. Volcanion, the Vaporeon helps out so much, just being able to one-shot any Volcanion, like turn 2. It's really good. Like, if you have an Eevee on the bench and your first Magical Ribbon, you can search for Vaporeon, double colorless, and then the next turn, if they don't, and you play down the Vaporeon, play down to the double colorless, and Fairy Wind for 220. Nothing they can do there. Yeah. And against Garbodor, you almost never have to play an item. As you saw in the one video I posted, it gets frustrating. Eventually, you'll start having to play like some items, like maybe like some puzzles and some stuff like that. But you're just gonna be putting in like 4 or 5 items, and they're gonna have to take 3 hits on the Sylveons, and then the max potions just are frustrating. Yeah, this deck just is meant to frustrate your opponent. It is not very nice. Yep. So if you have any questions about it, comment. Matchups, a lot of the matchups are just going through my head right now, or forgetting them. But remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. Later, guys.